So this morning, I wanted to make a cake. Previously, I wanted to make a fruit cake because I've been craving fruit cake for long as I can remember. But I opted for coffee cake. I wanted to change. So basically, this is the first time. Is it the first time? I think this is the second time I'm trying out coffee cake. And in different occasion, I keep on saying I'm going to try it out in a certain way, but I keep on forgetting. And I'll tell you the way I meant later at the end of this video, towards the end. So basically, this is the creaming. Cream your butter and sugar, get it to light and fluffy depending the mixer you're using. Of course, stand mixer will do it faster, hand mixer will take some time. And if you're using margarine, of course, normally you're supposed to cream your margarine a little, just do it like 5 minutes before you add sugar to make it lighter. I don't know, but depending on the type of margarine you're using, some margarine tends to be harder than the rest. So what I'm doing here is to prepare my coffee. That's hot water with coffee. You can use any instant coffee of your choice. In this video, I'm using a Nescafe. Use any coffee of your choice. It doesn't really matter the brand, just do it well, okay? And then afterwards, what did I do afterwards? I think we have to watch and see. Okay, so like I'm saying, you should be careful of the coffee you use so you don't end up using that really bitter one and then your cake end up being bitter. That's why I said I recommend instant coffee. Okay, be careful of the coffee you use. You don't want a bitter coffee. So when you have done mixing your coffee, keep it one side and then let's go back to our cake. So another point I want to make out in this video is to make things easier for you. Always cream your whisk your egg before you pour them in. I was so lazy that morning I didn't bother. Do you know what it does for you? Makes you not over cream your batter. If you whisk your egg before you pour it, not only does it help you not to over cream it raises the volume of it, increases the volume, and makes it more fluffy, so you don't waste time trying to get your egg yolk to blend in. So it's better you do it, use a whisk and whisk that egg out, okay? Don't be lazy like Henrietta. Don't be lazy, okay? In between as you're creaming your cake batter, you should also remember to scrape the side. You know, sometimes the mixer paddle attachment doesn't get to the bottom. So try and do that. Scrape that. What I put there was flavor. So what I did is to tell you to do what I asked you to do. That's to scrape the side. I always do that because sometimes it does. Most time all miss I think it's only Kenwood that does the scraping on that. So most of the mixer they don't get them. So I pour this coffee. So back to what I was trying to say. If I'm going to try this cake out again, what I'm going to do this at last. What did I mean I do it but at last is when the cake is out of the oven, that's when I'm going to pour my coffee. Okay? And what is a coffee cake without walnuts? Walnuts made this cake so crunchy. I like the feel of walnuts in this coffee cake. When I made it and I was a bit, should I add the walnuts or should I not? And then I'm happy I made that choice. So break it up, crush it, whatever way you want to put it. I don't know how you like your nuts in your cakes, but just put it in. You will like it. Unless you're allergic to nut, then omit it out. So while I put all those things, I'm going to mix this in. Of course, the coffee is going to give it the color. But if I'm going to do this cake again, I'm definitely going to, even if after adding the coffee with the batter, I'm going to do that pour when it's out. Do you know what I know it will do for me? I know that it will make it a more softer cake. But if you don't like coffee like I do, you can always omit it. Okay. So once you're done doing this, take it out of stop your mixer rather, scrape the side always, and then pour into your well-prepared pan. So the batter looking so much better. Okay, so scrape your batter and pour into your well-prepared pan. And I always line my pan. I don't know, I'm lazy, but it doesn't get to that lining my pan. I always do it. It makes life easier for me. All right. So pour it into your well-prepared pan. At this point, I'm tired of talking, but let's continue. Pour into your well-prepared pan. And then bake this. I set it on timer for 30 minutes. Yeah, I did. And then 170. And then I think it took longer because if you look at the pan, is quite heaped. like almost fill the pan. But if you're baking in layers, maybe you had extra pan, I think this should take you just 25 to 30 minutes, okay, depending on the oven you're using. So I think I started this with 30 minutes, then I shifted it to extra, yeah, added extra 5 minutes or so. So check your oven and be sure, you know, oven device, and be sure of your temperature you are setting in. So that is it. I had to peep in, during baking time. I always peep in and see. You can see that the butter is rising beautifully, okay? And I thought to myself, I can add something else to this cake. If I don't get to add my coffee, I can do something else. So what I did is this. I mixed alcohol with something. If you want to know what I mix with it, this is what somebody taught me. I normally do it if I don't want my cake to be overwhelmed with the alcohol smell like fruit cake. This is what I do. If you want to learn it, comment, and then I'm going to share it on the comment section as well. Tell me you want to learn it, then I'll share it, okay? So basically I mix it with my alcohol, and then my cake came out of the oven, and I didn't even make it, but I just drizzle it because this is a coffee cake I make. But coffee sometimes smells like kind of that alcohol feeling, So that is it. So I just use my brush and then brush it. I brush it over, and then I wanted to have that feeling, the alcohol feeling, the money feeling, the money cake and all that. So if there's something else you like to do on your coffee cake that I didn't do, please let me know. We're all about learning in this platform. To share in the comment section, and I will appreciate what you did share. And then if there's something you want to tell me, let's learn from each other. If something you want to chip in or ask me, please ask me away. So this is basically what I did. I just brush it over, allow it to soak in while it is piping hot. The best way to get the flavor out of cake is to soak it while it's piping up, like fruit cake. Soak your alcohol when it's piping out, and it just gets into it, make it all soft and yummy. Bye bye.